First of all, I want to welcome everybody and thank you for taking time out of your day to join us on this webinar. I think we're going to be showing you a lot of different good inspiration, some recipe ideas, and take a look at some of our trends this year. And hopefully you'll have some good takeaway and something you can bring to your establishment and give you some good ideas. Real quickly, just going to introduce our team today. So I'm Vittorio Caputi. I'm the Business Development Director here at Monin. I handle all of our distribution channels in California and Hawaii. Been with Monin for 11 years now, and I've got 30 years of food service experience working in the industry for a long time. And Monin's just been a great place to work and thoroughly enjoy being here. And with that, I'll introduce Ryan to us.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ryan Devish. I'm the Marketing Operations Manager with the field sales team here at Monin. I know it's kind of deceiving there that it says 12 years with Monin, but I actually grew up with Monin. So kind of to piggyback off of what Vittorio just said, it's a great place to be here. I started off in customer service, and I've just quickly grown over the years. So I love it. Right now, I get to support the sales team with their trade shows, conferences, and hosting webinars like these. I am based in Clearwater, Florida at the headquarters. So, and then I'll pass it on to Dre.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dre. Some of you may recognize me. I've done this webinar for a few years now. I've been with Monin just over 5 years. I've been doing this for just under 20. Excited to be here and show you guys what everything's about for this year. And thank you guys for your time.
Great.
Awesome. Before we do begin, I know that we did a great job. Everybody in the team kicked it off, but there really is more reason to pay attention to this webinar than just listening to our lovely faces. You do have two opportunities or chances to win a raffle. We're kicking off all of your summer vibes with the chance to win a JBL speaker, some groovy sunglasses, and a couple of bottles from our newest product line that we get to introduce to you today. So we're really excited for that. So stay tuned.
So before we start, I just wanted to give you a quick background of Monin if you're not familiar with our company. So we were founded in 1912 by George Monin, and as of today, it's a third generation company. Olivier Monin now is the owner and CEO. So we are still a private company. The slogan for the company is passion for quality, and so you see that in all of our products. We think we have the highest quality products in the industry. We source ingredients globally around the world, and you can taste it in our products. Our global presence, so here in the Americas, we have two manufacturing facilities. Our main U.S. office is in Clearwater, Florida, which also we have manufacturing. We have also manufacturing in Sparks, Nevada, which is just outside of Reno. And then we've got some innovation cafes where Dre's at in Dallas, also a cafe in Clearwater, and then also in Sparks. And you can see our footprint throughout the world. In Europe, we have two manufacturing facilities in France, along with our global headquarters in Bourges. And then we have manufacturing in China, in Malaysia. I'm sorry, just China, offices in Malaysia. And then we have offices that you can see in India, Dubai, and our new one in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So this kind of gives you an idea of our footprint. Like I said, our main headquarters is in Clearwater, Florida. That was built in 1996, 70,000 square feet. And then we outgrew that one quite a bit, quite quickly, obviously. And then now we're in our new Sparks facility in just outside of Reno, and that is 115,000 square feet. So we've kind of doubled our manufacturing capabilities. And then we have distribution warehouses throughout the US as well.
Why not? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, not yours. Go ahead. Sorry.
So we like to, we get a lot of questions of why Monin. There's a lot of syrup companies out into the market, right? And so what's our biggest point differentiator? I always like to say I'm drinking the Monin Kool-Aid, both literally and metaphorically. I could just speak on why Monin all day long. But if we were to give it a quick snapshot, I would have to say that number one, the highest quality ingredients. Consumers are looking for quality, and that's what you're going to find with Monin. You're going to find no and low sugar product offerings. We are an SQF certified. All of our manufacturing facilities are SQF certified, safe quality food certified, by the way. I only just learned that a couple of years ago, so I feel like I also need to relate it to everybody else. But our consistency and our clean label products, number one being that the differentiator. So what it means to us when we say clean label is that our products are made with no artificial ingredients, including flavors, colors, and preservatives. So when we are creating our products, we are creating them against what we like to call the gold standard. So when we're making cookie butter, we're eating those Biscoff cookies that we know and love that we get on the Delta Airlines. Our products are also easy to use. They're shelf stable. They're versatile. You can get them all year round. You know, I think strawberry or blueberry season is just getting ready to finish, but have no fear. You can get it all year round. We also have racks and pumps available. And then, of course, we have wonderful, wonderful innovation directors such as Dre here on the call today that curate these wonderful recipes that we actually pass on to you guys. We don't keep them to ourselves. And with that, again, the unbeatable customer service. So that I could talk all day long, but that's just a quick snapshot of why Monin. Looking at a little bit at our premium product portfolio. So everybody is familiar with our premium syrups. We actually offer over 150 flavor varieties and counting. I mean, we are continuously improving and creating and looking at what's at the market and what do we need to offer. Our sugar-free syrup is offering zero sugar for our sugar-conscious friends. Our Natural Zero is going to be a stevia-based sweetener that folks can add again with our sugar conscious. The organic syrups are certified by USDA, and then our sweeteners will include things like our agave, which we are the largest importer of agave in the US. We're pretty proud of that, as well as honey. We have a couple other ones, spicy agave now. So we have a really great product portfolio when it comes to our sweeteners. Continuing on with that portfolio, we do offer beverage concentrates, which are fantastic for ease of execution, ready to go. For example, cold brew. Not all of us have the time to steep cold brew for 24 to 48 hours. So offering a cold brew coffee concentrate that's shelf stable, ready to be pumped in, is perfect for operators. The fruit purees offer this really beautiful, natural, thicker product with particulates on the inside. So it really gives it that artisanal real blend. Our smoothie mixes, add ice, you're ready to go. Perfect for a sunny pool day. Gourmet sauces are delicious. We do have a fantastic indulgent offering with our flavors. The concentrated flavors, I always like to thank our friends at LaCroix for kind of introducing this product category into the world. It's our no sugar added, so just the flavoring that you get. Less is more with those, but it's a great way to build flavors and depth of layers within your beverage. Our home-crafted cocktail mixer line was created in the times of COVID, where we were just ready to go, add alcohol, and the party is there with you. However, you can also make them non-alcoholic as well by adding lemonade or sparkling water. That's a super fantastic line for events or theaters, amphitheaters. And then lastly, our functional boosts. This again has kind of came into the picture since post-COVID, and we offer products such as hydration, which think of it as like liquid IV, but again, it's pumpable, ready to go, immunity, and then an energy boost. I'm really excited to share with you that we do have new products to unveil to you all during this webinar. Our first being Yuzu Pineapple. So Yuzu Pineapple joins Monin Yuzu Puree as another vibrant way to enjoy our 2025 flavor of the year. We've also seen that Yuzu has grown 38% on menus over the last 4 years. So really, when we capitalized on introducing Yuzu as our flavor of the year, Yuzu Pineapple was like a no-brainer. We had to create it with it. Our new Brilliance Energy line, which some of you might be, if you've heard it kind of in the works or see it on forums online, we're so excited to dive into this with you today. We've officially entered the energy space, and for good reason. The energy drink category is expected to grow by 233 billion by 2027. So again, I'm beyond thrilled to introduce this line to you today. These colorful natural energy concentrates really can transform sparkling water into vibrant and flavorful energy drinks packed with authentic and clean fruit flavors. We are saying that 45% of consumers want energy drinks, so let's increase that energy. And then last but not least, blue is on the rise. With the success of blue raspberry hitting US menus, we've decided to add a sugar-free version to, again, meet our sugar-conscious friends' needs. Diving just a little bit more into the yuzu pineapple, because I am so proud of it, or we are, as a whole company, are just really so proud of it. We get a lot of inquiries into what is yuzu. Yuzu is actually a popular Asian citrus fruit, which has become a staple in Japanese and Korean cuisines. It looks like this bumpy lemon, but it has notes of mandarin, grapefruit, and a tart lemon, essentially. So it almost looks like a lemon. However, we've upped the ante with this product, and we are combining it with a juicy pineapple for a tropical twist. But really, I think what stems from our excitement of this is the first product that we're using the fruit, which is grown from our very own orchard in Portugal. So 7 years ago, we kind of created this orchard. We started this farm, and we've been cultivating these trees into what they are today. And we've just harvested enough fruit to be able to source and put this in our yuzu pineapple syrup for the year. So we're super excited for that. It presents an exciting step in our commitment for agroecological farming and sustainable sourcing of natural and real ingredients. So we're super excited for it. Be on the lookout for it to hit your shelves, and consumers are looking for it. So time for our first pop quiz. What is Monin's 2025 flavor of the year? Is it 1, passion fruit, 2, yuzu, 3, ube, or 4, blue raspberry? We're super excited for it. While you guys are answering, is anybody familiar with yuzu? You can just put it in the chat real quick, just that you've tried it or you've seen it hit menus. We're kind of seeing it hit all across menus nationally.
Yes. Oh, so can you see how many people answer the questions now?
Oh, perfect. Yes, we're good. We got 100% answered. So
yes.
right on. We're going to move right along.
Yeah.
So
So the poll will end within 10 seconds. Make sure you answer the poll so you can join the raffle. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we are going to end the poll. All right. Back to you, Ryan.
Awesome. Should we give away the answer now, or should we just let everybody guess it for the end?
Oh, you can answer it. Yeah.
I'm proud to say that Monin's 2025 flavor of the year is yuzu. So congratulations to everybody who chose yuzu. Ube and passion fruit were super close for a second, as they were actually prior years. So ube was our last year's flavor of the year, and passion fruit was just the year before that. So if you are a true lover and follower of Monin, you were not far off. So it's all right. But the yuzu winners, congratulations. Without further ado, let's go ahead. Let me get out of this. This poll on my end. There we go. Without further ado, let's dive into the 5 key macro trends that we've identified driving on today's consumer market. So the first is the real world. And for all of my millennial MTV watchers that are on the webinar right now, I'm not talking about 7 strangers that were chosen to pick and live in a house together, dubbed the real world. We're actually talking about today's reality, which is seen through the cell phone, through all of our phones. The real world highlights a phone eats world, where visual appeal often matters just as much as taste. And unfortunately, it's sad to say that we're finding that consumers are much more after visibility, sometimes even more than taste. They might take a sip and then throw it away, but as long as they can put it on the gram, that's all that matters. It's kind of a wild world that we're navigating here, but we're definitely seeing that these consumers are influenced by algorithms, social media, and the desire to try the latest viral trend. Honestly, if a celebrity carries around a drink, they want it. It doesn't matter what it looks like, what it tastes like, um, or any of the other important factors when it comes to consuming food or beverage. And so with that, again, 67% do want to see more fads and short-term trends at restaurants. Originally, when we looked at our 5 key macro trends, we like to look at longevity. However, this trend focuses on quick snapshot fads, essentially, that come and go and folks can gravitate to and then move right along. Also trending within the real world is dirty sodas, mocktails, no low sugar alternatives, the flavor ube, which again, those who chose that as the flavor of the year were not too far off, lychee, tart cherry, coconut, and pistachio. And with that being said, Dre is going to make for you a real dirty soda, which we are actually seeing trending. In fact, on the Instagram. I feel so old when I say on the Instagram. But if you were to actually search up dirty soda, it's got 13.2 thousand likes and a projected 4-year growth of 249%. So you can see why we're so excited to go ahead and showcase for you a real dirty soda. Oh, Dre, I think you're on mute.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we're good.
Thank you, everybody. Brian, yes, the Instagram has a lot of weight we've been noticing. I'm here to talk to you about a dirty soda. I know that's crazy. I know we've never heard about it before, but here we are. So the first drink that we're going to show you is called the Real Dirty Soda. And it's essentially just a twist on a classic dirty soda. The dirty soda that we saw originally kind of break through the barrier was coconut with some fresh lime, some Diet Coke, and it was like a coconut creamer is what we were using originally. So that was kind of like the main thing. And from there, we've kind of just been able to go crazy with it. So different combinations. Don't be afraid of different kinds of sodas, maybe a lemon lime soda, a cream soda. In this particular case, we are using a vanilla cream soda. So it doesn't always just have to be a dirty a Diet Coke or anything like that. There's also sodas with doctorates that are also yummy to use and for indulgent kind of twists on dirty soda. So let's go ahead and get started with this first one. So see if we can move to this camera with the screen. So we're going to start here with a cup with ice. This is going to be a combination of coconut and honey, a 1/4 ounce of both, 1/4 ounce of coconut syrup, 1/4 ounce of honey. Honey is going to give it that unique twist that we love at Monin. So it's going to be like something that with something a little different. So we're really excited about this combination. Then we're going to hit it up with 5 ounces of vanilla cream soda. And that's going to look kind of like this. And then we're going to go ahead and top it with 1 ounce of a non-dairy creamer. That's going to look a little like this. That'll be the build of the drink. To get the preparation going, we're going to do a simple roll to mix. We're going to do it lightly because we do have carbonation in that, so we don't really want to flatten that carbonation. So luckily our syrups are easy to use, and with one simple roll, you should be able to have a full, well-balanced drink there. So then we're going to grab our garnish, which is in the freezer. We're going to garnish this with a black sesame mochi ball. So very excited about the garnish. Again, as Ryan was saying, when the consumer is wowed by the presentation, they will immediately take a picture. And once they take a picture of this drink and upload it to the Instagram, they will absolutely be coming back for more. So here we have the Real Dirty Soda, fun combination of honey and coconut, vanilla cream soda, topped with non-dairy creamer. And other than that, we'll pass it back to you. Cheers, Ryan.
Cheers.
Right. Sorry, guys. We have a question on what makes it dirty. Like, why is
Oh
it
man,
called
what makes it dirty
soda?
was the trend. So this trend came out of Utah, and it was kind of the answer for we can't use alcohol. So instead of alcohol, what made the dirty, that's what they started drinking instead of alcohol. So what makes it dirty, I would say, would be the non-dairy creamer. That's my opinion. I would definitely look that up, but I would assume that it would be the creamer combining with with the soda. I mean, could be the lime juice. I'm not really sure. I can't give you a real answer on that one. But as far as if I was to give you one, I would say the dairy on the soda.
I would also have to concur. So original dirty sodas, as Dre mentioned, were originated in Utah, and they are served in a styrofoam cup. And we all know that when you mix lime juice and cream and soda together, a curdling occurs, right? And that looks real dirty. And so they were put into styrofoam cups to hide that appeal. Now, again, since we're such a real world or Instagram driven kind of consumer world, I guess you can say consumption world, we're looking for those non-curdling or almost non-dirty kind of appearances. And so that's where the non-dairy kind of came into light. The coconut creamer, you can see there, it's beautiful. It's got this taste of a dirty soda, yet it's not as dirty as we're used to. And so that's kind of how dirty sodas came to light. However, Swig, which is a huge concept, again, out in Utah, is currently trying to trademark or is trademarking dirty sodas. And so we would kind of lean that back to you guys, or we would like to inspire you to come up with a fun play on name for your establishment for a dirty soda. So for example, I think I saw somebody in the chat has a rescue cafe or rescue animals in a cafe combined together, and they dubbed their drinks Muddy Paws. Super cute. You can also play off of the ingredients you're using. So really any sort of trademark recipe name or non-trademark recipe name to make it a signature drink for your establishment is really best. So let me go ahead. And I did see somebody else ask as well, will we have a copy of the recipe? Yes, I do believe, and you guys can confirm that we'll have full copies or full access to the presentation deck immediately post-webinar. Is that correct? I think so.
Yes.
Yes, awesome. Right on. So let's move on to our second trend. Our second trend is going to be wild and wired. So wild, bold alternatives to traditional coffee are redefining the coffee house experience. We've actually seen a decline in coffee consumption just slightly over the last year, whereas alternatives are rising to the occasion. Unfortunately, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and coffee prices are one of those that are topping the inflation charts. And so with that, the younger generation is bringing on these energy alternatives. That includes things like matcha green tea, mushroom tea, flavored natural energy. We are seeing that 45%. So again, almost half the consumers do want to see drinks on beverage menus that increase energy, whether that be energy out the wazoo, or whether that be just a little bit of tiny energy. But with that, I think this is the most perfect opportunity. So sorry about that. To introduce you guys our Brilliance Energy line. So think of energy, flavor, and color all in one bright, beautiful bottle. So our energy line, our Brilliance Energy line, is packed with 5 active ingredients, which is coffee berry energy, green coffee extract, guarana L-theanine, which helps kind of mitigate the jitters, and vitamin B12. Functionality was key when we were creating this line. So again, you can see that almost 3/4 of consumers, or 75% of consumers, are interested in ingredients that provide natural functionality benefits. We do have 9 SKUs within this line, and the 6 classic line flavors, as I call it, are just sweetened with pure cane sugar. The 3 sugar-free SKUs that we have are sweetened with a combination of erythritol and sucralose, but it's still packed with the natural flavor, color, and active ingredients that are mentioned here on this slide. I will say that each 1-ounce serving delivers 80 milligrams of natural caffeine as well. So if you've got a 64-ounce bottle, you've essentially have 64 ounces of natural caffeine at your fingertips. A few more of the Brilliance basics that I just want to go through with you really quick. So they are offered in 64-ounce bottles, so a case of 4. 1/2 ounce is 1 pump, and each case also includes a pump. Sorry, that I read that very odd. But each case of 4 does include a pump perfectly fit for the bottles. 1 pallet is 60 cases, and we do have 50 ml. So the sample size bottles, if you've seen those before, are available in all flavors. They are shelf stable, excuse me. So you do not need to refrigerate them. Primary application, we recommend mixing it with sparkling water, as we're generally the consumer consumption behavior is that they're used to it with carbonated water. However, still water, lemonade are just as fantastic to flavor or to use the beverage concentrates with as well. They are great in a granita or frozen beverage machine. So again, think of a frozen energy drink in the summer. I can't think of anything better. We do not recommend them for hot applications and not to use them with dairy or anything culinary wise. Here's just a very basic table overview. So you can see that 12 and 16 ounce cups only require about an ounce of product for each cup, and then delivering 80 milligrams of caffeine. Of course, as we go up, that's 20 ounces with ice will then give you 120 milligrams. And if you were to use the full 50 ml bottle, the sample size that I mentioned, it would give you 135 milligrams of caffeine.
Ryan, I had one question on the 50 ml bottle. It does need to be, it says, do you consume it or do you mix it with something?
I would absolutely mix it with something every single time. Do not just open it up and chug it like a 5 hour energy drink. This is not a ready to drink beverage concentrate. However, super tasty with sparkling water, and it will give you all of the amp you need without any of the crash afterwards. So thank you for that, Heather. With that, I'm very excited. Vittorio is going to go through with you the profitability that you can make off of just offering a brilliance on your menu, on your beverage menu.
That's right. Yeah, I think this is a great little calculator. It kind of gives you an idea of your cost and then your profitability. I think when you see our little calculator here, it'll really make you open your eyes and see the margins you can make. So for a 12 ounce or 16 ounce beverage, you can use 1 ounce of our brilliance. So your cost is right around 44 cents. If you add 5 ounces of sparkling water, this would be for a 12 ounce drink. Your average cost is going to be about 3 cents. So your total beverage cost is 47 cents. Okay. So let's look at average selling price on this product at $3.99. And actually, that I think that's very conservative. I'm saying they're more around $6.99 out there, $5.99, but for this exercise, we'll go at $3.99. So your cost of your drink is 47 cents. Your net profit's going to be $3.52, and that's a margin of 88%. So again, highly profitable for you. I think if you look out there and look at the energy market, at different energy products that are out there, I don't think anybody compares to us as far as profitability that I've seen. So I think this is obviously very important for your business. When you look at profitability, you look at ease of execution, where you're just adding sparkling water or still water. The flavors are phenomenal. I think when you taste these products, they're not going to taste like you typically would taste on an energy drink. These have more of that natural fruit flavor, and not so much that typical energy drink. So I think, again, looking at this calculator, this should be very eye-opening to you as to the margins you can make with our product.
And actually, I'm going to piggyback off of that, Victoria, too, with the good tasting, kind of not, I don't know if it's a fun fact or not, but when we were creating this product, we actually sent it off for third-party sensory tasting. So we didn't want to make it anybody biased to those who know Monin. We actually put it against a third-party sensory panel, so they would taste multiple different energy companies. And originally, when we gave them Monin Brilliance, they came back and said, no, this is not an energy drink. This tastes too good. This tastes too healthy. And so we had to come back, reformulate it, not to add a chemical compound, but to add a bit of a twist to our ingredients to kind of give it that illusion. Because if you're a true energy drink taster, you do know that there's the sort of taste at the end. Again, I kind of compare it to that of metallic or chemical compound after drinking an energy drink that you're like, yep, that's energy. I'm getting my energy from it. So our products do taste excellent. They don't have that taste at the end of it. So we formulated it ever so slightly to appease our energy drink consumers, but not enough for it to have anything artificial inside of it. And yes, you're right, Victoria, as well as the conservative $3.99. This was actually based off of Data Essentials 2023 into 2024's menu prices. So you're absolutely right. $5.99, $6.99 is what we're seeing in the market nowadays, but that 44 cents hasn't changed. So your net profit and margins are going to be even higher.
And Ryan and Vittorio, sorry to interrupt you, but we're getting questions on the cup size, and I believe this is for a 12-ounce drink.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Right. And then I'm getting a lot of questions on the natural caffeine. And that what is the natural caffeine? If you just want to repeat.
Yeah, go ahead, Vittorio.
I was going to say, So it's coffee berry, so that's the cherry on the outside of the coffee bean, and then the green coffee bean itself. We extract the caffeine from there, and then guarana is an herb from the Amazon, so we use the seeds in there to grab some of the caffeine. Most of that caffeine is coming from the coffee berry and the green coffee extract.
And the coffee berry energy, so is actually when they cultivate, and I believe I have to get this down because it's fascinating to me. So when you take a coffee bean, the coffee berry is actually the shell on the outer part of the coffee bean as well. So we've actually are mitigating waste. We take that outer shell and we dry it, crush it, and that's actually what the coffee berry energy is. It's that outer shell of the coffee bean. It does contain more caffeine than the coffee bean itself as well. And so that's what actually we're taking. So we're eliminating waste all around. It's great. We have our coffee bean for our coffee, our cold brew concentrate, and the shell for our brilliance.
Just I want to add one thing to that. I think for us, that secret ingredient is that L-theanine. The L-theanine is an amino acid, and that particular amino acid is a calming amino acid. So, as Ryan mentioned earlier, you're not going to get jitters with our product. You'll get that natural energy lift, no jitters or no crash, and it's really because of that L-theanine. That amino acid is super important in our product.
Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're going to share with you that awesome cost benefits one more time. And with that being said, Dre is going to make a starfruit energy made with our brilliant starfruit yellow energy. And with that, let me go ahead and share that with you, Dre.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Great points by everybody. Yes, you can use it in alcohol. It loves alcohol. It also loves not alcohol. It's quite a lovely product. I have two here by my side. I am rocking the Starfruit Yellow and the Glacier Clear. The Starfruit Yellow is what I'm going to show you in the drink. It's going to be called the Starfruit Energy, and it is a overwhelmingly amount of ingredients. It's club soda and Starfruit Yellow, and it's that simple. And the flavor does pull through to answer a lot of the questions I saw, and the color pulls through. And it does have that flavor of energy, which is a requirement of energy drinkers. I will attest to that. That is a truth. That is truth to that. So yeah, the color is one of my favorite things. And again, one of my other favorite things is the fact that you can flip this bottle around and read all the ingredients without, coming across a word that has like 11 X's in it. It's super natural, super delicious, fun to play with, great behind the bar. And let me go ahead and show you how simple it is to make a drink with it. So we're going to go ahead and grab our ice. We're going to fill it to the top. We're going to come in with the Starfruit Yellow Energy.
And Dre, why does it look so beautiful and yellow? What is it?
Oh, that's the coloring that we're getting is from turmeric. So all of our colors are, again, natural. We do have, I think the blue. The blue is actually one of our cleanest blue that we have in the Monin line. So it's interesting to me that our Brilliance line actually came out to be some of the most natural stuff that we have. So yeah, you're going to get this pretty yellow. And the fact that this holds is quite intense. It's lovely. We really don't see that. Normally, when you open up an energy drink and pour it over ice, you get the color of what I'm assuming chemicals is. And so that's not what this is. Here we have a Starfruit Yellow right there.
Look at that.
Let's see if you can put it on this camera down here. You can see it all. We're going to go ahead and give that a nice little mint garnish.
And guys, that's ready to go. It looks so tasty.
And we'll throw in a lemon. And there we have a Starfruit Energy. And again, I have the clear here just so I could talk about it from an innovative point of view. I love the clear. It's one of my favorite. It doesn't really contribute flavor to the beverage. It does have a hint of citrus. Very, 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 very light. But my favorite thing about it is that if you're already a carrier of our product, then you already have multiple different flavors. So hypothetically, if I'm already the owner of Green Apple, I can hit this same drink up, but using Glacier Clear and utilize 2 pumps of a half ounce of Green Apple. And now I have a green energy drink, some blue raspberry. I could do the same thing with blue dragon, any flavor Monin that I already have. We can go ahead and top it off with 2 pumps of Glacier Clear for your 80 milligrams of caffeine. The L-theanine is a wonderful addition. As a consumer of caffeine, I consume roughly 10 to 12 espressos a day. Pivoting to Brilliant has been really nice because I don't really get a lot of shakes. at all, really. So it's quite a lovely energy concept, and I'm very excited to be showing it to you guys today. So with that being said, I will taste test it and make sure that it's good.
Dre, we did have a question about mixing two flavors. So maybe you could highlight like these can be made frozen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So to Ryan's point, these things love to be frozen. So in a granita machine, if you were to just say hypothetically, run the Yum Berry next to the Star Fruit and just have both tanks going, you could come in and hit it with half Star Fruit, half Yum Berry, and it'll give that pretty float. So you'll have the yellow sitting on the bottom. You can put the red on top. You can also pull out more flavor if you'd like. I love putting a little desert pear into the Power Fruit purple, and it's going to give it a more purple color. So, I mean, really, the innovation is endless. Yes, it could be added to pina coladas. It loves alcohol as well. It's a very versatile product. Again, we don't recommend hot or milk, but other than that, put them in what type of granita machine. So a granita machine, so anything that can turn it into ice, essentially, like a slushy type situation. Or also not, you can make them over rocks and float them. You could combine one, let's say you can combine the Starfruit yellow with lemonade and then top it with club soda, so you'll have clear and then yellow at the bottom. I haven't tried it with coconut milk, Aristides, but I don't know. Ryan, have you seen any of the other innovators play with the alternative with the milk? I haven't. I can't say no, but I'm leaning more towards a no.
I would also lean towards a no for that. What would be a great additive, though, would be our coconut concentrate. What a great way to add flavor without extra sugar.
Wow. Good. Great segue.
Like I love Monin or something. I don't know. But yes, I would steer clear of it. For some reason, it just does not like cream at all. So we would steer clear of the creamy aspect. But again, the slushy is so beautiful and it's fresh. It's great. I actually tried a Glacier Clear frozen, and we were right around the time where Wicked was being released. And so we added a desert pear and Granny Smith apple, swirled it into the frozen Glacier Clear to look like a Wicked beverage. So this is a fantastic way to offer LTOs, to do seasonal or holiday kind of inspired beverages while still getting consumers their energy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm always looking for a good alpha beverage. So
right, I'm saying.
And Dre, what's the ratio on a granita machine for our brilliance?
3-to-1, 1-to-3, if I'm assuming. It's a 64-ounce bottle. So most granita machines are 3 liters. I mean, it depends on your tank.
Caffeine content in a frozen beverage as well does exceed that of the chart I shared with you. So even if you were pouring a 12-ounce frozen brilliance beverage, or frozen river, it's not going to be that 80 milligrams. It actually goes up from 80 to 265 milligrams of caffeine. So just be leery of that. That's still well within, I think Celsius is actually right around that that caffeine content. So it's not exceeding. It just is definitely higher than our standard caffeine content on our regular club soda beverages. Cheers. Get that energy, Dre.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll go pivot to the next one.
Awesome. Our third trend will then lead us to from seed to sip. Oh, going a little bit too quick. Sorry about that, y'all. Technology, we gotta love it. So for our third trend from seed to sip is a little bit more tame than it is wild, but it highlights the journey of ingredients from your garden to your glass. So we're kind of really seeing this movement from farm to table in cuisine now occurring and translating into the beverage category. So we're looking at flavors like yuzu, elderflower, lavender is still on the rise, blueberry, and even Madagascar vanilla. I think what's really the claim to fame for this particular trend is having that sourced ingredient, being able to say Madagascar vanilla or a specific regional fruit like a cherry will give you increased profitability on your menus than if you were to just say cherry or vanilla. And so I think that's what consumers are after. 50% of consumers are after an all natural or no artificial flavor, color, preservative on their menu. And they're looking for that, defining that as their new healthy, I will say. So for Dre, he is then going to prepare for you a sunshine tea aid. Oh, that's a little bit of a tongue twister for me. But 80% of consumers are interested in limited time offerings featuring seasonal flavors and ingredients. And so this is a perfect opportunity for him to showcase our yuzu pineapple syrup. that he is still preparing for, and we're going to get him. Awesome.
All right. Am I muted? I'm not. Lovely. All right. Hello, everybody. So we are showcasing yuzu pineapple of the flavor of the year. Really love this combination. You're going to get those fun citrus notes from the yuzu. Again, the yuzu, think grapefruit meets mandarin smashed together in a delicious Asian citrus concoction. Big fan of yuzu. We are going to be seeing it everywhere. Now we're going to combine that with pineapple. So yuzu pineapple, we all know pineapple. We may not know yuzu, but we trust pineapple, so we jump in. I'm very excited about this bottle. Super easy to make this recipe. What we're going to go ahead and do is get our ounce or 4 pumps of yuzu pineapple ready. We're going to measure out 4 ounces of lemonade. And we're going to top that with 3 ounces of fresh brewed tea. So let's go ahead and put our 1 ounce of yuzu pineapple or lemonade.
So pretty. I love it. Look at that.
And then we're going to go ahead and Arnold Palmer this. Top it with 3 ounces of fresh brewed tea. We'll do a nice slow pour because Instagram reigns king.
I'm saying.
And if this looks wow, then
do it for
our
the
main goal
Gray.
is always our main goal is always if you see it going through the dining room, will I order it? And I would say that's a strong yes for me. This is an orange. It is a Karat. It is a little aggressive, but it is very beautiful. And there we have a Sunshine TA. Super easy to execute. This layering looks beautiful. We have the deep yellow here, the lemonade, and the tea sits on top. Super simple, yet full of flavor. That yuzu pineapple tastes like it's a lot more complex than just, yes, it is best to use unsweet tea in most Monin applications, just because Monin will contribute the sweetness factor to the unsweet tea. What tea? Today I used a pure leaf unsweet, but again, you could brew your own just tea bags, or again, any tea that's unsweet. Don't be afraid of green tea and other flavored teas. Also fun to combine with, but just keep in mind your sugar levels. So try to play with unsweets versus sweetens. If you do have sweetened, then the answer is just a half ounce of yuzu pineapple versus the full ounce of yuzu pineapple. So don't run away from it if you only have sweet tea. Just adjust the sweetness level on the Monin pumps.
I love it. And it's just the best way to get that layering effect, Ray, as well, is to always put the sweetest option or the sweetest ingredient to the bottom.
Correct. Yeah. So science will always science. Yep. Science will always science.
Your science is sciencing. I like it.
Science will always science. Yes. So yeah, on that note, cheers to me and you guys, and thank you. 4 pumps for 1 ounce. Correct, Melissa.
Right on. Awesome. Well, thank you, Dre. All right.
Thank you.
For our 4th trend, if I have any Parks and Rec fans on the call, you will appreciate it when I say, treat yourself. This trend highlights indulgence and little luxuries that can make you feel, or they feel rich, but they're not so far out of reach. They're attainable. They can make us feel good about ourselves, but I'm not really emptying my wallet completely for this little trend or for this little treat, I will say. It's really just the icing on the cake. So it's all about finding, well, I would say I'm a millennial, so I always feel victimized when I'm like 55% of millennials, that's me, use food or dining out as a form of self-reward or self-care. And so that's what we're really finding within this trend. Flavors that we're seeing are then tiramisu, cupcake, dulce de leche, and rose. I will say within this, which Dre is preparing for us right now, is a first-class flight. We're really seeing flights just really expand on menus. In fact, 72% of consumers intentionally sought out their most recent flight experience. And I will say, again, I'm one of them. I had some girlfriends come into town. We were looking for a really fun kind of coffee shop or experience, and I Googled, what coffee shop has flights, or what wine bar has flights? And immediately that's what I searched up. And so I just went based upon that. I think it's a great way to make it feel luxurious without having to commit to 3, 12, or 16, or even 8-ounce cups. And so with that, Dre is going to go ahead and share for us our first class flight.
God, I absolutely adore this one. So I want to kind of get this plate going so we could really appreciate that flight. There we go. All right. So essentially, the way that I like to see, the way that I see flights and the way that I like to execute flights is one drink turned into multiple flavors. Same thing with alcohol. So if you're going to see a margarita flight, it's one margarita, and then they'll pour over 3 different cups, 4 different cups with a flavor already in there, black raspberry, da 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 da. So it's one drink distributed 4 different ways or 3 different ways, so that you could get different experiences coming from the same beverage. That being said, that's exactly what's happening here with this flight board, the first class flight. So if we can zoom in onto the hands one, I'm very excited for you to see this garnish setup. So here on this first one, we do have a banana. We're gonna have a banana latte. We're gonna have a pistachio latte, and then we're gonna have a white chocolate latte, garnished with a brulee banana, a pistachio macaroon, and a dehydrated ice cream bar for the white chocolate. So what I did was I put these down. I put a 1/4 ounce into the drink, and I brewed my latte. Once I brewed my latte, I can go ahead and just simply top my flights. And now I have 3 different experiences coming from the same latte, with room for more. The recipe that we're going to share with you guys actually has a few more options. We're going to show you there's tiramisu and spiced brown sugar. But again, if you already have flavors, that's kind of what you're going to want to lean onto. But as a coffee consumer, this is absolutely phenomenal to have these kind of flavors just kind of presented to you in a format like this, so that I could have different flavor options for my latte. So again, that's banana with the brulee, that's pistachio with the pistachio macaroon, and white chocolate with a dehydrated ice cream sandwich. So that's that concept. We love it. We're big fans of it, and we'd love to see you guys kind of play around with this.
So cute. I will say that within the, and Dre, you can probably attest to this with all of your beverage development, within the treat yourself, I can't say it any other way, so you just have to forgive me for that. But within this trend, you do see a lot of inclusions or almost novelty beverages kind of coming into play. So you see this, we see it all over the menus, where the milkshake with a full dessert cake on top, or, the icing around the rim. And that's kind of where this is going to fall. Would you agree?
Correct. Yeah, we're not afraid of going there.
No.
So just FYI, if the cake is on top, it's most likely inside. So just
treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Treat yourself.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely. But it is, although these inclusions, another, what we did not highlight on today, but one other little luxury that's easily attainable within your establishment is offering a flavored cold foam. Cold foam is up by 1,300%. That's 1,3000%. And so anytime that you can offer a flavored pistachio or lavender or strawberry rose flavor that you just want to add on top of your coffee or beverage, is a sure home win within this trend.
It's a great way to find out your next LTO as well in smaller format. So you get to see, oh, wow, you get to hear feedback. Oh, that banana latte was nuts. I'd like to see a little, because I'd be a little afraid at first to put that on the menu. But with a flight, you kind of get to poke around and see what bites.
Yeah, let's love it. Cool. All righty.
Cheers.
Cheers. More caffeine for you. Alrighty, y'all. And finally, we know that with every trend, there is a counter trend. It's the yin to our yang, the balance we find in consumer behaviors. So while we started off with the real world, which was all about wowing and Instagrammable and something that will really pack a punch in one beverage, one standalone beverage, we find that our last trend is all about comfort, and establishments where quality, service, and regional specialties are reigning supreme. It's the hidden gem. It's the one thing that makes a restaurant or coffee shop, it makes your establishment that much more special, and consumers are on the hunt for them. What we're finding within this is now trending flavors are the spiced brown sugar, black sugar, maple, hot honey, and huckleberry. Huckleberry is specific to the region, I think the Pacific Northwest region. And so you're going to find a lot of huckleberry recipes out there that make it feel like the hidden gem, something that reminds us close to home. We always see, I'm going to use PJ's Coffee, for example, just because I've got one locally, but They will always do a king cake right around Mardi Gras time. So again, it's that hidden gem, that place that I know I'm going to be reminded of the comforts of what I feel is authentic. And that's what exactly consumers are after. I mean, you'll see that 68% of consumers go out of their way to dine at the place that they know and love, especially in today's market. I mean, we're finding that if you're going out to dinner, you want to make sure if you're going out to get your coffee or your treat yourself, you want to go to a place that you know is going to deliver a first class experience each and every time. And so Dre is going to prepare for you soon a peach cobbler mocktail. But real quick, just to point out that 27% of consumers do find an increase in value, or I'm sorry, the establishments have an increase in value by consumers who have an emotional tie to your restaurant. Right now, we're seeing a lot of advertisements and commercials as well going on of simply writing, have a great day, or you look wonderful on the coffee cup. And that's everything from that to something, again, the regional specialty flavors that a peach cobbler will bring you. And so with that being said, it's a mocktail is a great option to use that.
These are facts. Mocktails are huge. Mocktails are absolutely everywhere right now. And it's interesting because it's not just a plus one. There is a difference between just having a tea and adding a flavor. A mocktail kind of includes everyone to the table. So that's what was my favorite thing about it. We kind of saw the death of cranberry with a lime and the acceptance of a peach cobbler mocktail. People that aren't drinking love to feel included. Whatever that reason may be that you're not drinking, that's kind of not important anymore. Now it's, let me get this mocktail and see what it's all about. So very excited to show you this peach cobbler mocktail with peach puree and spiced brown sugar. The cardamom, the brown sugar, the cinnamon really pair beautifully with the peach puree to give it that cobbler effect. And then you're going to get the viscosity, that thickness from the puree to really give it a nice texture. We're going to combine that with some fresh brewed black tea and a little bit of fresh lemon juice, which is already in the cup. So we're going to go ahead and shake all the ingredients. Here I have pre-rimmed my coupe glass with some graham cracker dusting.
The cobbler part is the cobbler mocktail. That's awesome.
I just use a handheld stick at home. Do those do a good job? A handheld stick of what?
Are you talking about a frother, maybe?
Could be the frother. Yeah, the frother's fine. Just do it without ice. And then you just stick it in, froth it up, then add ice, and then kind of stir it with ice just so that you can incorporate that cold. Drinks need the water dilution from the shake. So that's not just to make your drink cold. We actually incorporate that dilution to kind of blend the flavors together. So water is your best friend. So although you are going to froth the ingredients together, I do recommend giving it a slight little jiggle with some ice just to get a little dilution into the drink. So I have my pre-cut fruit on the side already. We're going to go ahead and pour that. It's going to be this beautiful color. It should fall right beneath the graham cracker.
Can you pass that across the screen for me, Dre? I would love to sip that right now.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm very excited about this one. I did hit it with a little bit of bitters. Now, of course, that's going to open up a discussion about is bitters non-alcoholic? Yes and no. That depends. No, it is like 47% alcohol, but it is accepted as, bitters in club soda. There are bitters lines that do preach non-alcoholic. Fee Brothers is one of them. They'd say non-alcoholic, but just be mindful of bitters and your clientele and just make sure that's accepted. But yeah, so that being said, I have my last garnish is a cinnamon stick one.
That's a little.
And now we have a absolutely beautiful peach cobbler mocktail. And cheers to me. But again, we're hitting every trend here because this is a very wow drink. This is absolutely beautiful. The presentation, the flavors, they're complex. This is the definition of a mocktail in its best form.
You just literally wrapped up the whole presentation. Drop mic. We're good on this.
Thank you.
You're a superstar.
Oh man, cognac. I'd recommend a little cognac to that if we were talking to elevate it to the cocktail world. But that being said, cheers.
Cheers. Wonderful. All righty. And then without Or to conclude our presentation, we do have one final chance for you to win that super sweet JBL speaker and the 3 Brilliance products. Oh, and we can't forget about those groovy sunglasses either. Got to protect those eyesight. So with our last pop quiz, which 2025 Monin trend supports the launch of Brilliance Energy? Is it the real world? Is it wild and wired? From seed to sip, treat yourself, or the hidden gem? And do feel like this is a little bit tricky because, again, just like Dre said, a lot of our products do just overlap one another. And really, I mean, we could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but alas, somebody has to win. While we are answering that, let's see. So many people are getting, I love it. We've got a lot of
Questions.
Yeah. We do have a lot of questions. We'll get to all of you or most of you in just a minute.
All right. So please answer the poll questions through the pop-up window. Currently, we're still waiting for the answer. If you haven't voted, please vote it right now because we are going to end the poll within the 10 seconds. So please answer it as fast as you can. Anyway. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, going to end.
Awesome. And for those of you who did the poll, thank you so much. The correct answer was wild and wired. I know there was quite a few real world answers as well to that, but really this supports that rise to the coffee consumption, still giving us our true, authentic, natural caffeine by being wild and wired. So we will now go ahead and answer questions while we get the poll results going.
Yeah, and also we are going to draw the winner like right now. So can you stop sharing so I can
Yes,
share
absolutely.
the screen?
I can.
Yeah. Thank you. So we're going to do the raffle, the first round. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, we're good.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to spin the wheel. All right. Yeah, it's not number 27. Let me see who is the winner. 27 is Lisa Wyckoff. Let me type in her name here. Congratulations. All right, I'm going to sharing the screen. So later on, we're gonna send out the email to you and you can let us know your shipping address. All right, hold on. Okay, sorry, my computer is a little bit froze. All right, back to Brian.
Perfect. So right now we're going to take just a few minutes left of our webinar time to answer any questions. Heather or Vittorio, I don't know if you guys have captured any that you think would be good to share. Oh, I think you're muted. Not muted. We're just having trouble hearing your sound.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. One question was about our elderflower profile. I don't know if Dre is available to speak to that. They're wondering what the profile of our elderflower syrup tastes like. Oh,
So yeah, so our elderflower this is a tough one. All of our florals are light on flavor, heavy on aroma. So violet, hibiscus, lavender, elderflower, rose, all of those flavors. So think Saint Germain with a slightly thicker feel, but not as aggressively sweet. These are flavors that I like to play in half ounce format. regardless of the recipe, and either go up to 3/4 or pull back to 1/4. But it is definitely power enough for 1/4 ounce to affect the drink, but not too sweet where you can't just do like a 1/2 ounce or 3/4 and soda to do an elderflower soda. So yeah, it is floral forward, and it does have the aroma, and it's not sweet. So all of our flowers, I would say, essence more than sweetness, but sweetness is definitely there.
We have one more flavor question. They asked if we had a horchata syrup, which we unfortunately don't, but do you have a recommendation on how you can use that
I mean, it's
profile?
really, I mean, yeah, I mean, we
Create it?
don't have the rice. Yeah. So it's I like spice brown sugar is always a good substitute, especially with the dairy component to whatever drink you're gonna put in. And you're gonna sprinkle a little cinnamon on top. Cinnamon bun and spice brown sugar is also a fun combination. It does kind of accentuate the cinnamon notes of the spice brown sugar. But I would say maybe cookie butter and spice brown sugar, or vanilla and cookie butter. I would say it's endless to kind of find that similar amount. But again, we can't hit it on the nose just because we are missing that key rice component.
Okay. Good tips there. How about a few people were talking about flavored cold foam, and Ryan, maybe we could add a recipe that we recommend to the deck before Lollicup shares it. But there were some questions on different tools that you can use to make the cold foam.
So one of my favorite ways and easiest ways using an ISI whipper, and that's just 2 ingredients, Monin and milk, 2%. The Monin will have the sugar content to thicken it up. Hit it with 2 charges, throw it in the fridge, and you have a proper cold foam. Super simple to execute. You could probably do 3 to 15 ounces off the top of my head. But again, super simple. Don't be afraid of colors. If I was to do green mint, now I have a green cold foam. So just keep that in mind.
Great.
Yeah.
And I think we're ready to announce our second winner.
Yes.
Too, while you're pulling that up as well, you could always sprinkle something. So if you're doing salted caramel, you could always sprinkle the salt crystals on top, or to kind of give it, again, more inclusions within that foamy texture already.
They're facts. You're right.
All right.
right.
Second winner. Yay.
Yay. Okay, so I'm going to draw the second winner.
This is so suspenseful.
Oh, 36. It's Angelica. Let me type in her name. Angelica Chapman. Congratulations, you are the winner. Yay. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Heather and Andre. Thank you guys join be the part of our webinar host panelists, and thank you guys. See you next time. Okay, bye.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you. Bye.
Thank you.